Hello everyone, my name is Slumperd and welcome back to Symmetria. We are in between our base and the next part of our base right now because I didn't want to immediately spoil the progress I've made. And as I say progress I've made, there's definitely a lot of still that needs to be changing here, but let's just go over it one by one. These modules here, these three just completely work, except that there's probably somewhere a fault in the system as well, but these chests these and both work the same in that when I put stone in, they split between those two things, and with the dirt the same. No. Apparently not, maybe there's something wrong with this one too, but this one was the first one I noticed that it doesn't do that, it just all puts them in this one. It could be that it's just gonna fill up all of this and then it's gonna fill up all of this. It could be the case, but I'm not sure. And as you can see, we have other stuff set up here as well. The filters are also all in place. Not sure yet if I'm going to keep it, but for now that's just so that everything can go in circles to get back. And there's the thing here, and that's where the first issue with the current design comes up. I looked at it and looked at the stone I had and decided this would not be enough stone to store all of this in. So I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll make another stone thing. Problem is that as long as this thing is because of the system I made here, I can get here. Because it first filters it here and then sends it up. That means that even if it's completely filled up, it will still send all of the stone that way. So it will always only receive the stone that that hopper doesn't pick up. And that is not good, because that means that there's going to be a lot of stone blocks there that are going to just wait there till they despawn as well. Not the biggest loss, but I don't think the server's going to be very happy with it. And so there needed a solution for that. And I very enthusiastically made this whole thing so the stone can travel around, or dirt or whatever. So if it misses it the first time, it can just go around and get picked up in the second round. But that does leave the problem that I wanted, for convenience sake, just be easy to just dump my entire inventory here. Everything that gets sorted gets into the chest, and everything that doesn't gets into this chest. So that means that we'll probably have to get rid of the whole of this part and instead fill that into here. So that way, even if the things don't pick up, it won't make the circle, but will instead end up here. Which is fine as well. So, on the first problem, on the stone problem, I have two solutions, I think. One is a more redstone technical solution, which is to, once the top chest there is full, have it send a signal downwards to this item filter and making basically just making sure that this thing is always on, so that this hopper is always locked. And that way we can make sure that this thing will fill up a little bit, but as long as everything's full, everything will just go over it and it will go to the one behind. That's one option. Another one is that we could, the easiest option of course would be just do something else here except for stone. But another option is we could send the water stream that now kind of stops there at that hopper. We could just continue that up to here, and then we wouldn't have an item filter here, but or maybe we can just leave it since it's already there. But nope, thunder apparently. So was I? Oh yeah, and so the last option would be just to put the water, continue the water stream up to here, and do it in that way. Okay, I'm just gonna sleep real quick and I'll cut back once the storm's over. So this chicken, I called it the blink chicken because it used to hang out around my nether portal and just hop in between for every once in a while. Come on, I know you can do it. But recently it really wants to get up here. Normally I have this door closed so it isn't a problem because it just gets stuck in this area. But when it does escape there, there's a pen of foxes there, so that would be very bad if it just happens to wander in there. But yeah, I don't know why he wants to go up there so much. Nope. Yep. Let's just have him. And the blink chicken did its thing. Okay, so back to the redstone. Yes, those are the options that I have. Either a signal from here to down there, or just pulling that over. And what I think I'm gonna do is first I'm gonna try the signal thing. And if that doesn't work, I'm gonna go, or if I can make that work, I should say, then I'm gonna go for the pulling it over. And that is because we only have to do it with this one. We don't have to do it with any other ones. And I think it'll be fun for of a redstone challenge as it were for me. So that's how I'm gonna go about that. But before we go there, I have in the in-between, maybe you saw the hole already when it was raining, but in the in-between I have had a stream and I have had, I think, oh, there's my bed. And I was thinking that system underneath there is all fun and games, but I believe we have like 12 items, technically 11 because we're doing stone twice, that we're gonna sort there, and it's really only worth it to make that for items that we really get a lot of bulk of. And there's even a couple of items that are in there now that I'm thinking of, like, that's not really worth the effort. So on stream I decided that we're gonna make a bigger, well, the system in itself is gonna be bigger, but it's gonna be smaller in amounts of chests per filtered item. And I'm gonna cut now probably to me talking about it on stream. So what we're gonna do is this area over here is eventually, that's not what we're gonna do now, but is gonna turn into a village. But unlike the village back there that's hidden by leaves, this is just gonna be a normal human village, and it's gonna have mostly like fishermen and stuff like that in there, and they're gonna be like blissfully unaware of the magics that go around in there. That's a weird village over there. And part of that, what's always fun, is having like a couple of the people from Magic Village have not really spies, not really like kind of infiltrants here to make sure that that everything's safe on both sides, and that the secret of the other village isn't discovered. And yeah, so what we're gonna do with that is gonna have this. Thank you, whoever's sleeping. And what we're gonna do is the first thing we're gonna do at least is make a large storage area here. And how we're gonna add that storage area to a what's it called, to a fishing village, we'll have to see. I think it will be relatively doable. Yeah, so on YouTube, in the previous episode, I built a storage, or start building a storage area underneath here, and that has been growing a lot, but I realized, like, in the way I've built it there and with the limited space I have, it's only really usable for a mass storage, as it were. So stuff like stone and cobble and dirt, those work there really well because it has a lot of height, so I can store a lot of same blocks. But it don't have a lot of surface area, so I can't store a lot of different blocks. And so the reason we are building this storage area is for that surface area. Okay, so first thing is a good location. I think we need to stay close to the beacon so that actually what we'll do is we'll go underneath and see if there's a good location for a lift/elevator between the two areas. So we have a hole somewhere here. Yeah, so there we have our hole. And let's just actually see if we can we just fly through the hole. No, we need to be. Fuck. Ow. Okay. So we want this block here in the in our area. So I probably want the storage area on this level, or maybe this level, because this is still fairly easy to fill in. So let's see from the sky how big this area, or how that area kind of looks. It is a little bit away. No, not that far away actually. It's close to the flying island though. We'll have to see how that will interact with each other. No, I actually also have to see. Well, no, it will be in the same style as the village over there. And with this village, I think I just wanna take a lot of inspiration from the normal normal spawning village. Kind of make it. See if I can sort of make my own improved version of that that type village. And while you were watching that, I have been at work here. As you can see, I have slightly updated here, just set everything in place, just so I know how much space everything is gonna take, as it were. Didn't have enough hoppers yet for this area. I've also been thinking I probably should add sand here somewhere. So I think the 3 ores here we're still gonna have to change. Maybe that will leave redstone ore here, since that's definitely the one that tends to stack up most. But other than that, I think these 2 are gonna change at the very least. Also, as you can maybe see from my inventory slots right here, is I have been further at work at the floor here. And I thought I already had finished this whole line here, but apparently I didn't. But yeah, I've been working to kind of like close in and circle around and have it kind of start closing in on itself. But yeah, as you can see from me having to jump over all these holes, there is still a lot to do. And that's something that probably is going to remain happening at the background of other episodes while I'm focusing on other things. Just so not every episode is me filling in this floor. But it is interesting to start thinking actually about what we're gonna do once this floor is done. Because we don't want it to just have this wide open space, we want things in it, and we also want to start making some height variations. Which I think I might be doing a little bit more uniformly than the floor itself is. Just for the sakes of it not also taking like weeks to do. Also what I've been noticing is when I was making these walls, this was one deeper still, and that causes these types of things. I'm not sure yet if I want to keep it that or if I want to... I think that's the only one actually. Oh yeah, and that's also another... Oh, why did I do that? Okay. But, yeah, so there's going to be some height variation here, and I have also some ideas for some trees that can grow in this area. For the lava area, I have much less ideas. It's going to be much more of just try what we'll see that's good when we're building it. But so we'll focus on the water area first, and also now that I'm looking here, I need to replace all of those at some point. Not all of them, but apparently some of them I already did, but yeah, 99% of them I'll have to remove the block under there. Also, problems for later. And for the problems for later, what I've also noticed is at some spaces it gets a little bit darker here, since when I lit all of this whole area up, there weren't any walls in yet. Also, there's chickens. There's 2 chickens trapped in here. I'm just gonna keep them there. They're gonna be there forever. But Yeah, so I probably should finish these walls before I go any further, just so I'm sure that no mobs can spawn on these row of blocks here. But yeah, that's all in the booklet of problems for later. For now, let's actually... Oh, I still have a lot of stuff on me, but that doesn't matter that much. Let's go back up to the area that you just saw. Oh, that one's easy. Ow. No. What was I saying? Yeah, so I'm gonna probably finish this project on stream, and then once it's built, or maybe in episodes we'll have progress updates, but once it's built we'll start continuing on this area here, and also now seeing this, which also looks kind of interesting. Maybe definitely want to do something with it. I think we should find something to do with this area. As you have probably seen a couple times in the background, we have our fire flying island still here, and this, as you can see, has not made much progress since I first built it. There is very little bit there, but that's also going to be removed actually, because since the other thing has been very difficult with like building an underground after I've already completed the whole thing, I decided for this one that I wanted to build that first. But I've not managed to find a good way of building those, and similarly with the water islands. Yeah, I've not found a good technique for a way of doing that. So instead, I've just been doing various different other things and hoping that at some point I find some find some either inspiration or ideas of how to do that. So before we end today's episode, I do want to actually hop on to the creative world where I've been building the warehouse, just to show all of you kind of what it's going to look like and what I'm going for. So welcome to the creative well, not flat world, but just normal world. I tried to build it here next to a cruise village, just to kind of take the same style, as it were. It's obviously a lot... it's become a lot different, but I've at least started with a lot of similar blocks. And as you also can see, at some spaces maybe still... I started with building with cobble, since those blocks are also there, but then eventually I switched to stone because it just looks a lot better, and you can see some areas... they still look very cobbly, but I think in the actual build this is going to be a combination of like andesite. Oh, let's actually not break that. Of andesite, stone, and maybe some other blocks still. But if we go in here, we have our storage area. So this is the lower floor, and I think at this point I've just some random items that are filtered here just for testing sakes. Well, you can see that it didn't always go well. But so we have a bunch of storage here. There's probably gonna need to be some signs that say which is which. Blocks come from above here. They go into this dropper, that's our dispenser, is it? Yeah, dispenser. Use them against the honey blocks, and the water pulls them forward, but because of the honey blocks they can still be picked up in the hoppers, that's what's called. And then it pulls it along here, and then this one. I tried to make this with the soul sand, but then the soul sand blocks some... I don't know how it works exactly, but the soul sand blocks somehow this hopper from picking things up if there's a soul sand block there. So unfortunately that had to remain just an empty block, but it just shoots up fine with water still. I'm still gonna have to kind of find a way to make this a little less floating, I should say. So as a storage system, this by itself would work the way it is, but as you can see, there's also still a second floor, so I do want to do more here. And as I said in the previous clip, it isn't finished yet. What I'm thinking of is what I maybe want to do is kind of a system like this, where there is another floor that goes in between here, like on the height of these glass blocks probably. And have their chests as well. And then from above here, there will also be item filters, but they will send their items to that second floor. So that way we have all our storage here in this smaller area. And then this area above here can just be technical, as it were. It doesn't have to be easily traversable. But the way it works now is there's this chest here, and if you put items in there, they go down there to that system over there. Then they make the rounds, they hit the honey blocks, and then they go up here. I'm fairly sure I already said that, but then once they do that, they get above in here, and they end up in this system, which also is gonna then push them back around again onto a new water system similar as the one downstairs. And that's gonna circle around here, come back to this one, and then there's gonna be another chest here for the last couple of items. So that way, similarly to the other one, we have a chest for all the items that we haven't sorted, but we have a lot more storage area than or different storage blocks as well than anywhere than in the other area. And the reason why I want to have this upstairs, not downstairs, is and I'm now noticing that I've kind of messed it up for myself here, because what I was originally planning. So we have still these rooms for just some manual storage, junk items and all that. But what I want to do is make this this roof area here, or maybe the area where we were just in this area, make it very easy entering by elytra, so that way we can just fly into the top floor, dump all of our items and have them be sorted. And then basically we'll have an inventory full, dump it all in here. Then we go downstairs while everything's being sorted. And we can fill up our inventory with whatever we need again. So that's a bit of the idea. I still need to obviously work on some things, and also need to make some easier way to get in here. So there probably needs to be a hole here somewhere. For decoration's sake, as where this area is going to be like a more office type area. Basically the idea of this is a warehouse, and all the management and things of the store warehouse will be done in here, but that's also all for first. We need to have the functioning bits, but that's about as far as I'm now. It's still very much a work in progress. As I said, there's a whole layer I still need to add, but for most design wise, that's this is what's about it gonna be, and how successful all the other things I still want to do are. We'll see, but that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, I hope to see you in the next one. And if you didn't, I hope to see you in the next one for a second chance. And bye-bye.